Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how I make my Nigerian stew and jollof fries. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So here I have my chicken stock cubes, my habanero peppers that I'll be using. I have tomato paste and 3 cans of whole peeled tomatoes, 1 that I'm using for the rice and 2 for the stew. I also have seasoning salt, curry powder, 3 red bell peppers, ginger, garlic, onion, vegetable oil, bay leaves, curry powder. Did I say that? Yeah. I have parboiled rice that I like to use to make my jollof rice. I find it easier to make it that way. So yeah. So I have 4 to 5 chicken thighs, I believe I cut up. I'm not too sure. I believe 4. I mean, it's only me eating, so yeah. I cut up 4, rinse them off, and I'm gonna add some water to my pot, put it on the stove on high. Yeah, so here's some onions that I had in the freezer frozen, so I just thought I'd put them to use. And I find it gives it more flavor when you're boiling any type of meat for that matter. So yeah, I went ahead and added 2 garlic cloves and 2 chicken stock cubes. So yeah, I actually ended up taking some water out of the pot after I added the chicken in, as you can see here. I ended up taking it out right here, yep. And I just figured that the steam, the chicken will boil and the steam, I didn't want too much stock anyway. So yeah, I'm adding a piece of habanero pepper and I'll let that boil. Yeah, so here I actually was boiling the sauce for the jollof rice, which I'll use 1 bell pepper, 1 can of whole peeled tomatoes, and I'm going to use half of the onion, 2 garlic cloves, and yeah. So also I ended up using 2 onions, not 1. Which you guys will see when I'm, later down the video. But we'll go ahead and add habanero peppers. I had a really bad experience with habanero peppers, so I'm using tongs this time. And yeah, you'll add, whatever heat you can tolerate. These are actually very, very hot, but the flavor is really good. So yeah, we'll go ahead and add that in the blender. So yeah, this is the onion. I only put 1 in the beginning of the video, but I end up actually using 2. So I'll use half for the jollof rice sauce, and then half to actually, boil with the jollof rice. And then I'll use 1 whole onion for the stew sauce. So yeah, I will go ahead and blend away here, as you can see. So after blending all the ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and place it in this pot to kind of dry the water out. We'll put it on high, put a top over it because this is going to get really messy. In the meantime, I'm going to check on my chicken. It's been about 10 to 15 minutes. You'll probably hear that a lot throughout this video, but so yeah, I actually forgot to add the ginger. Yeah, so here you'll see me adding just a few drops and stirring this up. I believe I let it cook for a couple minutes before I realized I didn't add the ginger, so I will put the top on and move on to the next step. Yeah, do you see how I'm shaking this cheap blender? Terrible. So this round I did not add the tomatoes first, so that's probably why it was a little harder. But yeah, so I'm just adding the 2 cans of tomatoes, the 2 bell peppers, more habanero peppers. Yeah, so this is where I added the whole onion, the 2 cans of the tomatoes. Also, I forgot to mention I add the garlic and the ginger in here as well. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and blend that up. So after about 10 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and check on our sauce. As you can see, the water is starting to absorb and the sauce is starting to get a little thicker, so I'll go ahead and cover that back up, and in the meantime check on our chicken. I believe it is done. So yeah, I'll just taste it to make sure everything's good to go. If you don't like the taste, then of course you can add your own seasonings or more seasoning if you see fit. Another 10 minutes go by, and I believe this is our finished product. Water is absorbed, the sauce is thickened. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is set that to the side while we pull our chicken out. So after we pull all our meat out and I strain the broth so that you know, the onions and whatever else is drained out, I went ahead and added oil to the pot and fried the chicken for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, or you know, however long you feel like you need to do it. I feel like the longer you fry it, the drier it gets. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. So we'll go ahead and let that fry, and in the meantime, this pot we'll be using for our jollof rice. So I added about 3 to 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. This is that half of onion that I used previously for the jollof rice sauce. This is that half onion that I used. And I used a whole onion for the stew. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and fry those up for a couple minutes while we also add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste to this to fry after a few minutes. And we'll let that fry together and stir it. I should probably also mention I did not have any time. So if you do have something like to add it for your jollof rice, now is the time to do that. So here you'll see me adding about 2 tablespoons of curry powder to fry this up with. I'll be adding also 2 bay leaves, and yeah, this is why you don't cook it on high, because it starts to burn at the bottom. So I should have turned my eye down. Too busy on the phone, and I probably shouldn't have been, but still was delicious. So yeah, after about 3 to 4 minutes, you are able to go ahead and add your paste, well, the jollof sauce as I call it. And then we'll go ahead and also remove the chicken from the pan. Yeah, we'll set that aside. So we'll go back to our jollof and add 2 chicken stock cubes. I believe I added 1.5, but I ended up adding up the other half. So yeah, we'll go ahead and mix that very well. And in the meantime, we'll set that aside. Also, we set a lot of stuff aside, but just work with me. So here I'll be adding 3 cups of the parboiled rice to a big container, because now we are going to wash our rice. Now this I find is easier to use, as I stated in the beginning of the video, because you don't have to do as much work. And I don't know, I just always love the taste of it with, like, I eat certain rice with certain food. Does that make any sense? Yeah, it's just all about the flavor, the taste. So we'll wash this for, I believe I want to say maybe 5 or 6 times. I washed it and I was working with one hand, so just look, it is okay. Just bear with me. So I'll go ahead and wash that. And you'll see me add it to the jollof rice, or to the jollof sauce. Y'all, it has just been a day, so please just bear with me. I'll go ahead and add this to the jollof sauce, mix it well, and we'll be good to go. So after stirring, I went ahead and added about a cup and a half of our stock sauce, juice, broth. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and add that and stir it up. So after stirring, I'll go ahead and put some aluminum foil on there, turn it on low, and yeah, let the steam cook the rice. So here I'm just testing to see how hot my oil is by adding just a drop of the stew, and it was good to go, so I added that in. The jollof rice has been now cooking for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just checking on it, making sure nothing's sticking at the bottom, and it's actually looking and tasting and smelling so good right now. Like, so good. It's making me hungry just watching this right now. So we'll go ahead and stir our stew after that has cooked for about 10 to 15 minutes also. And as you can see, it's starting to thicken up, which is good. So I'll go ahead and add a piece of a stock cube I had left, chicken stock cube, and then one whole cube. And I'll add about 2 tablespoons of curry powder and mix that up. So yeah, after another 10 minutes, I went ahead and stirred the stew. I tasted it, make sure everything tasted really good. And I went ahead and started to add our chicken pieces and stir that all together. So after about another 10 minutes, I'm checking on the stew, and everything is looking and tasting very good. So yeah, that is done, and our jollof rice has been now cooking for an additional 25 minutes since we last checked in, and the rice is tender and also done. Now here in the background, I did have some white rice cooking, which I didn't really film too much on, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start to plate because I was starving. Everything just smells so good, guys. I really hope you guys try this recipe. It was really good, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. So leave me some comments, like this video. I definitely have more content things, I like to share on this channel, so I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, thank you for watching.